Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
No
all right,
video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world.
There? No.
I'm here.
I see you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
No, because you know what?
Uh-huh.
We avoided Mexico
Uh-huh.
because the internet's shit. So I come home and the internet's shittier here than it is in Mexico. Honestly. It is downstairs getting mad at the internet. She goes, "What's the matter with this stupid internet?"
Oh.
That's because it's Shaw and they don't give a shit.
No, they don't. They don't. This podcast is not sponsored by Shaw.
No, it probably will never be sponsored by Shaw.
No.
Unless they want to upgrade my freaking lines again. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
I don't understand how complicated it is in 2019. Like, I don't get it. It's horrific.
It's a core thing, right? Like, but I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know why it's hard, but it's hard. Welcome back, man.
I don't get it. Thanks, man.
Yeah. How was it?
Yeah, it was good. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, buddy. Silent beer. You know, it's good.
You look pretty chill, man.
Pretty chill. Yeah, it was honestly, it was, outside of the fact that I had a gout attack on Saturday night. So like I've been limping, like literally limping for the last 2 days. It is so freaking sore.
Wow.
But you know what happens when you sitting there all week, and I don't like all inclusives. Like Amelia and I don't, but for my mom and dad, it was easier, right? So it's all inclusive. And I think on day 3, I was finally joking with her. I said, just take a picture of my plate and send it to Daniel because I'm protein rich, right?
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, meat.
Yeah.
And then beer all day.
Yeah.
Right. Great things for gout.
Yeah.
Great things.
Good Lord.
Huge attack on Saturday night. Like seriously, like my foot is just killing me.
Yikes.
Killing me.
Yikes. Gotta balance that out, man. Gotta get some veggies.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Stop eating so much meat.
Yeah, get some veggies in there.
Yeah, I guess
Break
so.
up all that
That's where we're at. What are you up to? Get ready to be a working boy?
Dude, there's so many things. So first, I'm freezing my ass off. So I am.
You guys are cold.
I'm like a true Canadian. I never complain about the cold. I am freezing my ass off. It is so cold here, and like I don't know. Anyway,
where are you guys at right now?
We're at. I think it's actually starting to warm up. So we were at like minus. It was minus 15. Feels like minus 30.
Ugh.
I think the lowest we got was minus 18. Feels like minus 36-ish. So we're back. We're
feel
back
better.
now.
We were at plus 29. Felt like maybe plus 35 because they made.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
And it was full of Canadians, all saying the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm from Winnipeg. It was minus 29.
Yeah.
You can have it, man.
Yeah, well, we got that, and we got, I don't know, we're at 25 centimeters of snow last time we shoveled.
Holy shit. You guys got dumped on.
Yeah, we got dumped on. We got another 10, I think, coming tonight, so.
I stopped listening to the news, so I had no idea what's going on anywhere.
Good for you.
We were checking the weather just because it was so nice.
Yeah.
And we wanted to feel that much nicer when we knew our Canadian friends were all freezing to death.
Yeah.
Like we just thought, wow, this is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
But we did hear from a lot of people from the East Coast who were at the resort saying, oh my God, people from Wisconsin, it was like, zero, their zero, not our zero, which is, I guess, down back into the
minus 30-ish.
Whatever the hell it is.
0 Fahrenheit is minus 30. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's just cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Bloody cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
And we're all laughing, sitting there on the beach, drinking a beer. That was awesome, man.
I never complain about the cold. I actually love it. I love the snow. But today,
that's cold. You guys are not comfortable though. And plus, you guys have had it for a run.
Yeah. We've had it about a week now, I think.
That's a long time though to be cold.
Yeah. I know. All the prairie people are like, really? You guys suck, right? Montreal people are saying the same thing. But, anyway, I don't care. I'm cold. So
yeah, but Montreal people, because they get humidity in there too. It's cold.
yeah.
Like in the prairies, a -30. Okay, not to say minus 30 is freaking cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you'd be a -15 in this city,
Yeah.
like our city, and it's bloody cold because you know why?
Yeah.
There's so much water in there. It's in your
Yeah.
bones.
Yeah. Yeah. You
And
can't
when
get
you're on
warm.
those
You can't get warm.
lakes,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't warm up,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
right? So
Yeah.
humidity cold is brutal.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Just freaking brutal. Dry cold sucks. Not
Yeah.
as much as wet cold.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good.
So,
Canadians always can bitch about the weather, so whatever.
yeah. I know. I know. I know that.
You
And,
getting ready to start? What's going on?
you know what? I'm not. I've been working with them a couple of days a week. So I've been doing stuff with them already, and I'm getting a marketing plan together already. But I'm scrambling. I got all these things for all these other customers I'm doing, right? So
Yeah,
I'm
we
just,
got a meeting Thursday.
yeah, we do actually. I need to move you.
Do you need to move, or are you going to move me?
I'm going to move you.
Okay, well, when are you planning to do this?
On this podcast, so you wouldn't know too much.
So what are you moving me to?
I don't know. When we were supposed to meet
5 o'clock your time, I think.
Oh, okay. Actually, no.
That's your first day, right?
Yeah, I'm at a strategic offsite, but I think I'm okay though. I think I'm okay. If it's 5 my time, it's okay.
Yeah, I think it was 2 o'clock our time. Maybe even if it was 3 o'clock our time, it's not the end of the world.
No, it's fine actually.
Right?
It's fine. Yeah, that works. So no moving. We're good.
Because we're meeting Jim before that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. This is going to be a complete sort of revamp of a small company. So.
Yeah. I've been sketching ideas like crazy.
Awesome.
Thinking about what to do with him. So
yeah. Put down a legit plan. Put it down. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What else I've been doing? I've been doing. Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. So I am doing. So I've got some old school stuff going. So the cafe. We are. It's really fun. She's amazing. So Tina, who runs Buca Maranga, is amazing. I'm doing some old school stuff for her. So I've built these postcards that we're gonna drop. So we're gonna do 10 office buildings around. She has this really neat location in Mississauga where kind of the northeast side of her is all corporate offices, and the southwest of her is all residential. So we're gonna strategically go after the businesses and try and blow up her breakfast business. Because I think we've talked about it before, but she's got this cafe where she's got an amazing catering business and she's got an amazing lunch hour business, but she doesn't have, but the problem is you just can't, you can't bring on enough staff for lunch because they're all standing around for breakfast. Right. Yeah. And then she closes at 4, right? So you're just like, it's not enough for the day, but it's too much to handle over a lunch hour.
What time she open?
She opens at 8. She opens at 7 right now, shifts, but she's going to go to 8. So,
8 to 4 shifts, though.
Yeah.
What time do you guys usually start with the world in Toronto? Like, what time's is 9 o'clock sort of start, or is it?
No, earlier. So, kind of like you're commuting at if you work downtown Toronto, you're the hardcore guys out of like the suburbs. So, if you're kind of 30-40 minutes out, 40 minutes to an hour out, you're leaving the house at like 6:30-ish.
So you've missed them completely.
Yeah, but where she is she's in the suburbs, so they're all rolling into the office around 8-ish, 8:30-ish, right? So she's kind of right.
8 you've missed them.
Yeah.
You can't. You've lost that one. You need the 8:30, 9 o'clock.
She's at 7 right now, but she's got no business coming in at 7. Do you know what I mean? Like not like she doesn't have a reason to be in, but she literally has no customers coming through the door. So for now, she's gonna cut it back a little bit and go to 8. It's better for her in her home life. So I said to her, look, we can still drive you morning business. We can still drive you morning traffic. We'll try and fill 8 to noon, right? Like that's kind of our very first thing to do. So we're dropping old school postcards. We're going to go in and try and meet and greet some of these companies, do some of that stuff, like, so, just drive awareness. And, but it's hard. I think indie businesses, you do so many things on your own that she's kind of like, as we put the stuff together, there's always that like, well, what about this? Could we do this? Could we do that? Could we do it? And I said to her, look, we need to focus, right?
Just
Like
focus on a few things and do them well.
You want to conquer the world, but we're gonna conquer the world if we conquer breakfast. So
exactly. I think honestly, if you get that breakfast crowd, you got really good odds of them coming back at lunch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Their challenge is going to be the 8:00 start. She may want to open the doors at 7:45.
Yeah.
I know, stupid, but that 15 minutes is huge.
Well, so she's got an option because they're in like kind of prepping the kitchen for catering orders and all that kind of stuff, right? So they're there. They just again, it's like resources, right? So you can have two guys in the back, prepping catering orders, but you almost need a third out front to kind of.
Why does she stay open until 4?
Right? So, another one.
Why not 7:30 to 3?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those, right? So we went through all of these, and I said to her, "Listen, why don't you?" Here's the easiest way to do it. Why don't you choose what's right for, she's got young kids. So I said to her, choose what's right for your family. And then 100%. We'll figure it out, right? And then as customers come in, your customer base is going to evolve, right? And so you're going to start getting that where they go, oh gosh, I wish you were open at 7. I'd swing by, right? And then as you add those up, you realize like, hey, it's kind of time. I got to like, when I open the doors at 8, they're lining up outside to get inside. We hope it's like that, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to roll back the hours to like 7, right? But
could she her employees are all full time or are they part time?
They're part time.
So are they 5-hour shifts or full 8s?
I think there's one that's a full 8 and a bunch that are 5s.
Right. And what does she work?
Yeah, she works a full 8. No, she works a full 10, I guess. Or whatever it is, right? So she's in to open at like 7, and then she closes out the doors close at 4, but they're out of there a little bit later than that, I think.
Yeah, so, I guess what I'm trying to picture. Yeah. Like to me, if you're talking, she's got a solid lunch crowd. Yeah. She's done by 2:30.
Yeah.
So why you open till 4? You're in Mississauga. Yeah. You're in the burbs. I'm sorry, not for anything.
Yeah.
You're better off to be 6 to 2:30.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree.
Right? You have your staff there. Open the doors. What's the difference? Be ready.
Yeah.
And if anything, like go for that real breakfast crowd and get those freaking commuters before they head into town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're not getting anybody past 2:30. And I bet you her business between 2:30 and 4 is dead.
It's pretty quiet. Yeah.
Right? So what the hell? Close early. Make it like it's an industrial park.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Or do a 7 to 2:30 open, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Anyway, all of that's, all of that's up for grabs. So we're doing that, and it's but it's one of those struggles. Like when you're doing these is, I think part of the role of these jobs is to be strategic and keep the eye on the ball, right? Because indie owners, they're used to trying to like chase a million things at once, right? And I guess what we do that's really good is you come in and kind of dial them into, look, this is what, like at one point I had to say to her, listen, like, this is what you brought me in for, right? You wanted to grow something. I'm going to help you grow it. We want to take over the world, and we will, but
you got to do it baby steps,
right? Like we've got to do one thing at a time.
Exactly. Yeah. So she's open 7 days a week?
6 days a week. Yeah. So she doesn't open Sunday.
That's all I'm going to say. Shaw.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I'm recording.
Just make sure you're recording. Yep. Don't delete the first part we talked about.
No.
Take this bridge, and this is going to be the bridge to the bridge. Fucking Shaw. So if anybody's from Shaw Cable that's listening to this podcast, I can't stand your company. They do this our internet is horrific.
Ugh.
Horrific.
Somebody help. Come on, help Kenny out. Shaw, somebody.
Horrific. Absolutely horrific.
Oh man.
I had to go shut it off.
Oh really? You had to reboot yourself?
They had no internet downstairs. It's almost like every night.
Yeah.
Around these times, we lose bandwidth.
Huh.
So frankly, in 2019, I don't give a shit if the whole city is using Shaw. I don't give a shit what the bandwidth is.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, really.
There's a reason we pay $1 billion a month.
Yeah.
For this crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Double my speed. You could quadruple my speed. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I got no internet. You can be 8 trillion megabytes per second. Well, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, not happy with
Yikes.
Shaw.
Yeah.
Not happy.
Shaw. Anyway,
Exactly.
yeah.
Anyway, so what I was going to say to you is what she should take a peek at, because again, I don't. How many hours? So she runs herself as a full shift, and she's got how many other people?
She's got her husband and her. So, and then she's got one full timer, and then 2 or 3 5-hour guys, I think. Something like that.
She wants to make her life easy and make it easy for her husband too. Is like, I honestly, and I'll tell you because I know from our world, tighten the hours.
Yeah.
Right. And if you have someone there from 6 till 2, 2 from 6 till 2, and 2 from 7 till 3, shut the thing down at 2:30. That's it.
Yeah.
And you've got 4 people then all day.
I'm
more than enough.
I'm actually I'm trying to stay out of her ops almost. Do you know,
right? Because it's part of it, right? Because anything you do is going to impact operations.
Yeah.
Because if you do spike the business or move the business, you screwed up her ops.
Yeah, I've thrown everything off. Yeah.
Right. So if you throw it too far at the beginning of the day, it shouldn't screw lunch up, because they're two different concepts.
Yeah, they're different audiences. Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll see. So we're doing so we're doing, I'm doing that for her, and then Rachel's doing her socials. We're starting to blow up her socials.
Very cool.
That's pretty cool. And then Interlocate's been really fun. We've been writing so I got our content plan in play. We're going to build a couple of webinars for her. I'm rewriting. I met her today in the midst of the snowstorm, and we're rewriting copy for her website.
Awesome.
So I almost actually missed us tonight, because literally I was like, the dining room table upstairs is a disaster, right? Because it's all, we're visual people, so we literally like Sharpie in like the back of printouts, and you're drawing what the landing page should look like.
Yeah.
What the value props are, what the story is, starting to draw out diagrams, and and then I'm plowing through copy, trying to clean things up, and sometimes you don't know, right? Like a lot of times, like when you're a big business, more, I think, because of the data or the data points. But when you're a small business, you kind of go off a bit of gut, right? So we were trying to figure out, like, who is the decision maker in your business, what triggers them, so I'm writing content and copy based on that premise.
Yeah.
And then you just test, right? And then we'll figure it out. I said to her, we'll track, right? So if you get a high bounce rate, I'm sorry, I'll go back and do it again. But as we've
talked
there's no other way to know, right?
That's how you do it, right?
Yeah.
And this is why we those rants of about 10 episodes ago, whereas it's so easy, my ass.
No,
it's not easy.
No, it's not.
Right?
It's not. Yeah.
It takes skill set, and you got to work at it, right?
Yeah.
But it's all part of it.
Yeah. It's, so I'm doing that, and then and she's kind of like, well, wait, when are you going back to work? Like, how long do I have you? And I said, no, I'm going to keep working with you. So we just, we'll figure it out. And all of a sudden, I kind of like, she and I got together and started talking about all these things that we were planning on doing. And so now we've kind of kickstarted, like, I think I've added 12 extra hours of work this month, that I got to figure out how to do, but it's amazing, right? Like it's, it's what
and it's good though. You're helping people out. So what the hell, right?
Yeah. And then I'm wrapping up with Mutlux. But
she must be happy as a pig in shit right now.
Oh my God.
The weather's definitely helped out.
I think this is her. Like, I think this is like her meditating, doing her thing over the snow. And we literally, so I got her on board. So we've been writing Google ads now for 3 or 4 weeks, and it's just starting, it's not a miracle worker, right? Like, so, but we're generating clicks. We're generating a ton of traffic that we're starting to convert. There's still 1-by-1 sales, right? So you still don't replace a wholesaler, but, or a retailer, but at least we are we're driving her traffic to her business, and we just doubled down, right? Like she called me and I was like, hey, listen, it's snowing like, Armageddon out there. And she's like, yeah, double up. Like, let's just,
if you're going to do it
it's our
now.
season. Like we're going to go hard.
But you've got to be cautious of. Tell her, you should be able to, I talked about this. I knew this was going to happen. And so did you. Yeah. You can pretty much guarantee cold weather in Ontario in the winter sooner or later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The problem is you just don't know how long.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So now that the season's been shortened, whatever, run.
No, yeah.
But, what do you do for next year now? I mean, this might be one of those aha moments where, if you don't lose the house, you might want to sit back and say, okay, as cool as this is, how do I mitigate some of this crap?
So this is where, social testing this is where digital can help you. So we're laying this base of Google Ads right now. And, the cold snap hit the US before it hit us. Mm-hmm. And so I've been driving US ads. So I've been layering like the US ads, the budget's been twice as much as the Canadian budget, right? And we're starting to make all of these penetrations in the US. And I said to her, listen, like the US ads, when I'm gone, you should keep running these, right? Because you are now, you're now getting eyeballs in the US to pay attention to you. What we have to do is we need to find a promo that drives, in the same way Canadians think of muttlocks for dogs in the snow, you need Americans like in Arizona to think of muttlocks for hot paws.
Hot paws.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's got to be the same. That's how you balance this out so that next fall, next fall, you're not going to make as much and you're probably going to get jammed up, right? You're going to go out of stock. You're probably, because you're forecasting off a soft year, right? And you're not going to go as hard as you did before because you're going to be gun shy. So the only way to do that is to balance out the other seasons. And now that we've already made inroads, we got to keep going, right? So I actually said to her, listen here, I think we should figure out if there's a bundle deal that we can do that's a 4-season bundle deal. So imagine if you are, we could start with like empty nesters or like snowbirds that are up here, and then you go, listen, like you're gonna get your snow paws, and then you're gonna get your muddy paws for the spring, and then
like a subscription
paws, right? Yeah, but more like almost like a buy two get 1 50%, like some sort of value bundle, or like a Costco bundle. Do you know what I mean?
I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I said to her, 1, it moves inventory. 2, it puts these things in somebody's hands that maybe wasn't thinking about the next season, or may not come back to you in the next season, might wait till next winter.
Yeah.
But now you put them on their paws, and then now we've got these people committed to coming back, right? Hopefully. So we're trying to figure out if we can do some sort of bundle deal with that. So yeah.
I don't know how else you manage it. So she's going to have to try to level out the year as much as humanly possible. I mean, sun care companies did. Yeah. Sun care companies used to do 100% of their business in Canada anyway, between May and August.
Yeah.
Now they're doing, 80% of their business, let's say between, well, not even, maybe June and August, and doing the other 20 on those on the perfume months. Or not, it's not in that bad. But they've realized that in Canada, we all bugger off in December, Jan, Feb. So there is a sunscreen market. You can't expect retailers to carry a ton of it.
Yep. But there is some.
But you have to stretch it out. You have no choice. You got skiing. You got to start, you got to start telling me why I need, the muttlocks 24/7, 365. You tell me why.
Yeah.
And there's enough reasons.
The hard part is, I think for indie businesses, the hard part is, you're in that crunch, like she's in that crunch, right? Which is
for sure.
I made a crap ton of inventory. I'm trying to save the season, but what I really needed to do was lean, this was my year to lean into more marketing. So I could, it's that,
Yeah, but the sales right now are going to allow her to do that.
Hopefully,
so even if it's just a wash, the fact that she's going to be growing, a wider stretch, she's going to be in a good spot. And what you got to tell her is you get gun shy in the fall versus this year, but don't go too far.
No. Yeah.
Don't cut it 50%.
No.
But maybe cut it to 75.
Yeah.
Right? And you know what? If you sell out in January, not the end of the world.
But I think
your retailers will still have stock.
Yeah, and you're gonna look at that. You're gonna look at this year, like, you know, you're gonna look at this year and go, okay, so we leaned in and we maybe made 20% more than we should have, right? So wherever we land at the end of this winter season, they've saved the inventory. Like there's 20% extra. Got it. So next year, maybe you cut back 10% of your forecast or whatever it is, right? So
so you're making 70% of what this year because you're still carrying 20.
Yeah.
But again, it's hard because you can't predict the weather.
No.
You could go into next year and you guys could start snowing in October.
Yeah.
And snow till March.
You're so
not likely,
right? Like,
not likely. I mean, I think those days seem to have our weather patterns have to change.
Who knows?
But you don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like cash flow is cash flow is king.
Yeah.
And inventory really, it's nice to have, but quite frankly, if it's not moving, it's not nice to have.
No. Yeah, it sucks. It
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
So, well, what the hell, right?
Yeah. So that's what's going on, man. I got 3 customers with 3 totally, completely different things going on. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just all over the place, but it's going to be fun. And then now I'm throwing Nimi in there and Nimi, we need a whole new plan and we need whole new content. I got a mandate to fix the website, fix messaging, figure out who the hell I'm talking to. It's like, whoa. It's actually, you know what? The funny thing is it's like our friend there. It's a really similar, I'm literally looking at it going, who are these people? Like, like who are my consumers? Who are my customers? Who's landing on the page? How much does the page matter? How much, what is the marketing plan? Like, am I just trying to, the Nimi is a B2B company. And so
B2B anyway,
yeah,
which probably makes the webpage that much more important, right?
Yeah, it does. And then,
I mean, if anything, that's your social aspects. I mean, really, whatever. It's B2B. I mean, your webpage really needs to be.
Yeah, it needs to be in
skookum.
place. Yeah, and then once I get everything going, I have to figure out how to market, like Health Canada, the FDA, places that the European, like all of those kind of regulatory bodies that look at production environments and figure out how to talk to them so they understand who we are, right?
Yeah.
So there's some really specialized stuff there, but it's not unlike our friend actually, because our friend's going to need something like that too. Where, look, there's a the friend that Kenny and I keep talking about. He's this guy who sells a consumer product, so but a highly specialized one, right? So we're going to have to figure out all of that stuff, like who his consumers are and where they are and how you talk to them, and like buyer, consumer personas, buyer personas, the whole bit, right?
It's almost got to start from scratch on that level.
Yeah.
And the challenge, like we have on this one, is that who he wants
isn't
his product's talking to at this point.
Yeah.
And my worry is that we can get that person, but at what cost in terms of money, and what cost in terms of actual time, resource, and human resource.
Yeah.
And is it going to matter?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, that was still a tricky one in that I really think the best thing to do is the demographic is what it is.
Yeah.
I think we try to pull it back a little bit.
Yeah.
But as young as you and Kathy, and sort of as old as my mom and dad, and that's it. Forget the kids.
Yeah.
Forget the mid-20s.
It's not where the money is. It's not where his volume is, right?
No. And it's not where the market volume is, to be very frank with you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You saw the graphs of data I showed him. So he went through and he goes, well, and I said, yeah. I said, sometimes what you have to do is, well, you know what though? But this is an important thing, right?
Yeah.
When you're going to start to do a marketing plan, you have to look at the market.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So in Canada, for example, this product we're talking about, where he wants it to go is into young moms, or people starting to think about being moms.
Yeah.
So let's say that's between 25 and 35.
Yeah.
Right. But in our country, where 20 years ago, I think we were just under 2 people per household, children, pardon me, were at 1.54.
Yeah.
So we're getting to the point they figure in 10 years where in the old days you'd have 2 adults, 2 children. So it's a wash. We're going to get to the point where we're going to have 2 adults, 1 kid.
Yeah.
Which is not going to work in the long term.
No kids and a dog.
Well, but the dog doesn't do shit for taxes.
No.
The dog doesn't do shit when I'm getting ready to go to the old folks home or someone needs to help me out. So
it's not going to help our friend either, unless our friend's going to get into, a pet related.
And even that's a tough one on that side, right?
Yeah, it's very tough.
It's a very difficult one. But when you start looking at it, you gotta go where you got to go where the people are.
Yeah.
And we just are not producing a lot of babies in this country. We're just not. And you're only in a baby side for how long?
Yeah.
2 years?
Something like that.
Do you know what I mean? As a pre-mom, 6 months?
The other thing I was thinking about too is moms are older now too, right?
Yeah.
Like I know a ton of moms that are, kind of 30.
I know more now between 35 and 40 than I know between 25 and 35.
So there's an argument there to be made to our friend is, look, if you start with Kathy and I are oldish, youngish, right? We're 46, right?
Yeah, you're sort of not old, but you're definitely not young anymore.
Yeah, right. And so, but we're in the category. So if you market to someone like us, the marketing is also going to hit those kind of older moms.
Yeah. You'll catch the 30, 39, 40-year-old mom.
Some in there. Yeah. So I don't know.
Plus, because you're different stages too. So you could have a lot. What's your youngest kid's age?
She's 11.
11, right?
Yeah.
So you had at 35. You're talking now to a lot of moms. Let's say they're your and Kathy's age.
Yeah.
That the youngest is 6.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. Those 4 or 5 years. That's you think of the things you guys are able to do now.
Yeah.
Because you have an older one in the house, and then the younger. But you've got enough. Your life. There's a massive difference between 6 and 11.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
You could be the quasi-irresponsible parent in today's world, not in the old days, in today's world, where you could go for a coffee, the two of you, for a couple hours in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't feel guilty.
Yeah.
Politically incorrect, and you're going to look a degeneraate, but who cares?
No, I don't feel guilty. I've equipped her. She's good.
And bottom line, listen, 50 years ago, she would have been in the backyard farming anyway.
Yeah. Or tied to a tree or something.
Exactly. So who gives a shit, right?
Or I just would have sent her away and not known where she was until
exactly. Just told her to be home for dinner.
Yeah.
At 6.
Yeah, no.
A little different.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we'll talk to him Thursday, and then.
Yeah, no, I think there's a ton of and I want to spend more time with them too.
Yeah.
Right, in general, and I do, because I want him to do that. I want him to kill it.
Yeah, I do too.
Then I'm thinking I'm seeing Patrice on Friday, and that's another one. I want her just to destroy it.
She's gonna kill it.
I know. She's already killing it anyway, but I want her to completely just freaking I want her to kill it.
Yeah.
Like, just crush it.
I love her stuff. Like, that's
awesome, man.
So, like, if I take everything else away, as much as I know Patrice and I love her and I'll help her with anything, but just the product alone, I would go back and buy it. So, like, it is really great. Like, for my eczema, for the kids' eczema, like, it's fantastic. So
if you're looking for a great eczema product,
the
plug today will be Satya.
Yeah.
It's a great product, super clean, and a wonderful person making it. So for the 3 people listening, poor Linda's no good because she makes it. So pretty much useless on that front. But you know what? They'll love her anyway.
And you can get it at well.ca.
Yeah.
So they sell it there, or you can go to satya.ca. So satya.ca. Or at well.ca. And it's fairly reasonable in terms of price. So
I think it's
actually more than
it's definitely
for what it's worth. So
definitely in the game. And for a clean product that actually works, it's super reasonable.
Yeah.
Especially as it's not a condition that's necessarily fun to
no.
It's not a condition you're too much worried about.
No.
Efficacy is going to be kind of critical on this one.
Yeah.
Price is not even tertiary.
Yeah, it really works. Yeah. So yeah. It's very exciting.
No, that's very cool, man. That should be pretty good.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
that's what's
last
going
week,
on
buddy,
with
all I
me,
did
man.
was SKU rationalization.
Yeah, SKU
So I
rash.
tell you what, I did my art. I did my what do you call it? My process.
Okay.
So I go through. I figure, now if life stood still, I could cut about 2/3 of the SKUs, and I think it's going to impact the top line 12%.
Ouch. But
what does that tell you?
So Kent, when you get to this episode, Kent, I'm thinking about you, Kent Fenwick. I'm calling you out, man. Whatever Kenny's talking about now, you got to think about for your biz.
What you do is, because he knows they're guilt-ridden, all he has to do is phone. And we'll walk him through it, absolutely squat, because I feel like a complete dick that I haven't helped him out. So quite frankly, I'd walk him through it. But now, and honestly enough, so do it this way, Kent. Listen.
Yeah.
Take 2/3 out. If the world doesn't change, you lose maybe 12% of the top line.
Yeah.
But what you do at that point is all the efficiencies in-house, you start picking up, because now you're making way less products.
Yeah.
If you start making way less products, you can make more of way less SKU count. And we can actually start focusing on those SKUs. We could probably buy better. We're storing inventory in a whole different matter. Our warehousing changes, whether that's the garage or downstairs, wherever the pallets are. Everything changes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, so for the other two people who are listening to us, in case you don't know, right, so SKU rationalization is when you carry an assortment of products, right? Whatever they are, doesn't matter.
Well, it could be a retailer, or it could be a distributor, it could be anybody.
It could be anybody. Yeah. So you this could be as simple as kind of ditching old stuff in your house, like
absolutely. It's the same thing.
The inventory in your house, and the same thing for retailer, a wholesaler, anyone, right? Is you eventually build up, because you start with, hey, I only need 3 items. These are the 3 I'm going to sell. And then eventually you get to 6 because somebody asked you to carry. And then next thing you know, you've got 12 or 15 items or 1,000 items. And then as you go through that, there is a process where you go through it and you realize, like, hey, you know what? Like, the top 20% of the items that I carry, so 20 out of 100.
It's 80-20 rule all the time.
Yeah, like it makes up all of my volume, right? Like 80% of my volume comes from those 20 codes, and then the other 80 codes are kind of kicking around, 80 SKUs are making up 20% of my volume, right?
Yeah.
So you always want to do some cleaning house so that you don't carry a million things, right? Because it all costs you money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then what you do is then you take a breath of air, because I'm going to scare the hell out of these people. Right? Because right now it's all empirical. It's just numbers.
Yeah.
Right? And then you look at it and say, okay, you know what, you guys? I'm not suggesting it could take 2/3 out. But I definitively think you could take 40% out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you took 40 out, you're probably impacting the business no more than 5%.
Wow.
So it gets you to the point that really and truly, why are you carrying this inventory to satisfy 5% of your sales?
Yeah.
The amount of money you could free up in other pockets.
Yeah.
Space.
Yeah.
Inventory dollars.
Yeah.
Focus for your salespeople, whatever it is. Yeah. And retailers are the same. And we all, listen, I was a buyer and you sold. I over skewed all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
And then you'd have to go back and say, okay, that was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Or, I tried, but
I got excited there.
75 SKUs of Tylenol.
Right? Oh, I got excited there. I thought that was gonna. Oh, all right.
Yeah, no.
But you gotta do the work though. So
exactly.
So you take the risk, and when it doesn't work, be decisive about it, because there's an opportunity there too, right? When you start to cut back, maybe there's a creative way to get rid of some of this stuff, right?
Absolutely. But it also gives you room now to bring something new in.
Yeah.
Right? Because now you got cash back. You've got some space back.
Yeah.
Right? And this is where Kent has to take a look at things too. So I don't know where he's at, but yeah, you have to go through this process.
Yeah.
And you have to learn how to close your eyes sometimes and just cut things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Kent will help you.
Yeah. But isn't that funny though? Like when you think of it, how many SKUs? And what the total impact would be to top line.
That's crazy. That's
right.
That's a lot of.
But it happens. You just don't look at it, right?
Yeah.
And what you do, what's the first thing you think? Well, more is better.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily.
Well, it's also, because feedback from customers is not accurate, right? Like,
No.
When you're a retailer, you kind of like, we always talk about it like profit is a big thing, right? But satisfying the customer, making sure your consumer is happy is a big thing too. But sometimes, means you get like a couple of well-placed feedbacks from a customer could make it feel like everybody wants this item, right? And then you go and you bring it in and you realize like
no, one person wanted the item.
Only 2 people wanted this.
Exactly.
Damn it. Like, now I got this whole case of stuff. Like, where are those 2 people and why didn't they come back and buy more, right? Like, what the hell, right? So,
well, you know what it was like. I mean, we skid all the time. I told you I was talking to that small liquor store chain.
Yeah.
And we were going through some of that, and they said, well, you know what, how much leeway did you give your stores? And I said, the challenge is this, guys, and this is not to pick on store staff, but, hey, Vanuch, listen, everybody's coming in and wants this jam. Oh, okay. Who's everybody?
Yeah.
Oh, well, lots of people. Okay, so who's lots of people?
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. Jones.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, so who gives a shit?
Is it just Mrs. Jones, or like does she have a family of 40, or like what are we talking about?
Have a community of 700?
Yeah, like what's the number look like, right?
And not for anything, but I'm sitting up at a level where I'm looking at all the Mrs. Joneses, and none of them seem to give a shit. Now, that's not to say you don't have a legit demographic in your area. Yeah, but it's the absolutes of always, nevers, everybody. No.
Yeah.
Tell me, like, quantify it. Put a number beside it. You tell me who everybody is. How many everybody's told you that everybody wants this jam? Yeah. If it was 2 people, no. So 2 people told you. Now, if they're influential 2 people, maybe you have to look at it. Yeah. But I get it too, right? Even as a buyer, you go walk through a show and you see 17 tables pitching, let's say, something, thinking, shit, this must be hot.
Yeah. This must be the thing.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not realizing that everybody wanted it, apparently. So all these guys started making, and shit happened. And it could be a pocket. It could have been just downtown LA. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I agree.
Downtown Toronto wanted it. Well, that's great, but that doesn't mean anything when you're in St. John's.
Doesn't help
or
me
Winnipeg.
Anywhere else. Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, you gotta wait. It's hard though. Yeah. Because emotion kicks in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I just thought it was funny because I told you I was working on it before I left on holidays. I finished it up on Saturday night, and I looked. I thought, wow,
that's crazy.
That's a lot of SKUs to chop, and really have a very, very limited impact on the top line.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But you're going to save them a ton of cash. You really are.
And just on everything. I mean, honestly, this could save a building move.
Yeah.
Right, where you're in a building, whether it's 20,000 square feet, and because of what you're doing, you need 30.
Yeah,
and it's legit. But when you start looking at the numbers, well, you know what? We probably only need 15.
Yeah.
How much is rent in Vancouver is not the Lower Mainland. I mean, seriously, it could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Right? Or you may look at it and say, no, you know what we're going to do? Now that we've seen that, we really need our people to focus on these because we believe these are great SKUs. Mm-hmm. Here's why. Mm-hmm. I don't care.
Yeah. So, I mean, you find more revenue in those codes, but this is what the numbers say. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me the reasons why you think it'll work, but don't tell me it's because everybody, or the numbers say that actually nobody. Yeah. Quite frankly, or very, very few. So,
I know.
If you really believe it, then put some money against it. Like, phone Phil.
Yeah.
Do a marketing plan.
Yeah. Man.
Cool. They're fun to do. Projects like that are fun, though.
No, right? It is fun, right? I mean, because you're helping. You've found them.
Well, potentially, you found millions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it literally is millions. I mean, there's you could be talking saving millions of dollars.
Yeah. It's funny, right? Because we talk about it, but SKU rat. So if you're in CPG, everyone calls it SKU rat, SKU rationalization. But SKU rat is not a it's not a skill for the faint-hearted, and there's
It's
not a lot of people
because you're really worried about cutting things.
But there are not a lot of people that are really good at it too, right? So I think that's one of those things that like we're being awfully nonchalant about it, but the work you did it's pretty big. It's
it took a long time, and I'm not diving, eh?
Yeah.
Like I'm skimming.
Yeah.
And it still probably took 20 hours to do it. And we're talking, it was only 1,500 SKUs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking, a store of 90,000 SKUs.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But that still took a long time. And again, I'm skimming. Now it's all I've done is got us to a point where you got a discussion.
Yeah.
Where now you go in and you scare the hell out of everybody because they're thinking, oh my God, you just chopped away 12% of this. And you stand, okay, that's true. But this is what else we've done.
Yeah.
So what's the number that you're comfortable with? And you tell me why. Yeah. All on my job is to provoke thought.
Yeah.
Right. And question and say, I appreciate what you're saying, but it doesn't make any sense. And here's why. But now, if you really want to do it, I mean, I have no issue.
It's still your business, right?
It's your business. And you know your business better than I do. I'm just coming from as an outsider saying, well, this is what I see.
Yeah.
All right. From my experiences anyway.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Different than what you're going to do with your new gig. I mean, seriously, what do you know about the industry?
Yeah.
Nothing. Who cares? It's a widget.
It's true.
It's a widget. It's the same process.
Yeah.
Cool widget, by the way, but
yeah, pretty cool.
Like a super cool widget.
I've already had to I've had to stop some stuff. Like again, right? It's we talk about like all the digital stuff and it's easy to do, right? But I get there and we're doing YouTube videos and things like that and you're kind of going, why? What do we need these for? Like for who? For the for socials. We don't need socials. Like we're not that sort of company, right? Like
you're not gonna have Rihanna doesn't need to be your influencer. It's not gonna help you.
No, I mean, so there's a recruiting aspect. So I said to them right away, like, look, if you want to use socials to talk about how wicked of a company we are, great, I'm in. Right, so we can find someone to do that, right? And you can talk about how great our culture is, and but you've got to put enough content together for that. I don't care, right? But we don't like nobody can walk off the street and buy this, right? So, I don't know what we need socials for, right? Like I don't know, I like
now. Again, having said that, who would have thunk that goofy Ring doorbell thing would have been
wicked,
the smash hit.
Maybe
this is our new way of getting into the house.
Eventually, but
maybe tying it into Ring.
But the problem is you've got like we're not that company. Like I
know you're not.
We do the encryption behind it, we do the signature behind it, but even the NFC pad that you use, like you put the thing on and then you tap it against the wall. We don't do the pad. Right, we don't do the pad that's
at the end of the day,
wall, and do you know what I mean? Like, so
what's your social angle on that?
I know that's what I'm saying, right? So I was like,
you just need a wicked web page. So when I'm looking for that, and I'm a very specific person, and I'm looking for this because it's not me. It's going to be some guy, trying to figure out how to secure the warehouse better. Doesn't want to pay the bonded insurance, and maybe this is a better way to protect his world or hit her world.
That's an ops manager. That's a facility guy. There's a security guy.
But that's not someone looking on Instagram saying, holy shit, thank God.
Woo, look at that.
Exactly. Rihanna likes it. Big shit.
Look, it has 1,800 likes. I got to go check it out. Like
exactly. You're never going to do that on this. Well, you're right. Now, having a cool fashion. Now, if you had somebody like, who is it, Clooney that owns a tequila company, or is it?
Yeah.
And I think Ryan Reynolds is doing, like, if those guys have, within their cool industries have stuff that needs that level of security and they get behind it. You might, but again, it's not an Instagram, Facebook thing. You need a web page that I go to. Like when I went to the web page and you told me, and I'm thinking, well, I don't know, what is that? And then you start reading because I'm interested because it's you. I'm thinking, fuck, this is cool.
But and so my thing is, we've got to get around that because you read it because you knew me and you wanted to figure out what the hell this thing was, right?
Because I don't need it.
Yeah. but the thing is even the people that need it, how do you solve the burning question, right? Like that's the biggest thing in marketing is
absolutely
how do you solve the burning question, right? So whatever the burning question, the first you have to figure out who does, what do they need, and then do you solve that need? Then you got to make sure that first moment that they land on you is I'm solving it. Right,
yes,
like
it's an aha moment. They got to go, wow, that's what
I got to keep reading.
Now, I don't maybe not need you specifically, but this is what I need.
Yeah.
So now it's a phone call or a tap and saying, hey, can you tell me more about your product?
Tell me more, learn more, right? You need that. That's
exactly
the action, right? So yeah.
But that's a robust, really, wasting time on YouTube. Now, if you're going to do YouTube because you're going to show me how to do it, YouTube, I'm saying video now. If you're going to show me how, and as a person, I'm thinking, oh wow, that's that's pretty cool. That would save us.
So we're repurposing those for customers of ours that are onboarding more people. Because this is great. Like this is exactly what you need to send to a customer that's already a client, because then they can go out and as they socialize it, if it's a test case and it's 30 people, you want to show this video to all 30 people. So they go, hey, this is wicked cool. This is how I do it because that's how it's done in the video. Yeah. So but that's not on YouTube. That's going to be some sort of private site. It's going to be their own Vimeo. It's going to be
intranet.
Yeah, right. Like it's
that's
all
an internal play or totally. It's got nothing to do with social. But that's a very different marketing play.
Totally. Yeah.
Because now you're even how you're marketing. You're now talking to a level of education and sophistication is far greater than consumer side.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world.
Oh no, yeah. I mean that's cool. A whole lot of like customer success almost, right?
Yeah.
Because you're just like, look, I need this to normalize so other people will buy into it. The company will buy into it. Next thing I know, I own the company because I'll lock them out of. No, anyway, I'm just joking. But
say that'd be pretty stark. That's a good move, dummy.
Ooh, ha 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 ha.
No, you're a beauty.
Okay, that's what's going on.
That's it here too, man.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe. Like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.